What is going on, everybody? This is Marcus, and we are back yet again with another episode of Marcus on Top. And yeah, I don't know, I just felt like doing a video today. I had some spare time, and I have this really cool team to show off, I guess. I built this kind of for fun, but also with like a little bit of seriousness in mind, of course. And I managed to win a Nugget Bridge Live tournament with this. So. Yeah, it's a Rayquaza Kyogre team. I felt like, yeah, that team archetype in specific did not get as much attention since, of course, everybody at the moment is hyping Xerneas Groudon, and dual primals is still a thing, of course, but yeah, a lot of battles at the moment really Groudon and Xerneas, so I do think that Rayquaza and Kyogre definitely do have their spot. Um, but yeah, it's tough. Also, of course, coming off of commentating the two national championships in Germany and the UK, we did not really see any yeah, Rayquaza Kyogre teams make it really far. Hibiki was able to get his potential Day 2 invitation to Worlds with a top 16 finish, but yeah. And then we also saw a Dutch player in the top 8 in Germany, and Rio Pasa in the top 8 at UK. But apart from that, yeah, no Rayquaza Kyogre team made it to the semifinals. So, first opponent of the day, Death VGC coming at us with a team of Kangaskhan, Ferrothorn, Yveltal, Groudon, and then Thundurus and Talonflame. So, Yveltal is actually a little bit more scary to face because it's one of the few Pokemon that can take a combination of Dragon Ascent and Water Spout depending on how it is trained. And I do think that we will try to just go with the regular plan of the team. By the way, shoutouts for inspiration to Neno, Eloy, Mark Duo, a player from Italy, and Art Justice, who have all contributed to this team in some ways, I guess, and all have like I took some ideas here and there and then assembled it to this team. Those are also like the only players that I have seen using Choice Scarf Kyogre, which is what we have on this team, so that should be a lot of fun. Also, we do have that Kangaskhan, so 2 Megas, so potentially in some games you'll end up in like the weird scenario where you have regular Kyogre and regular Rayquaza, and yeah, like no Proto Farm or like no Mega Evolution on the Rayquaza whatsoever. Then there's also Smeargle, because sometimes if your matchup is not really good, you need something to do Smeargly things, and yeah, that's what Smeargle is for. And then there's those two guys, Landorus and Talonflame, here they are. And our opponent will lead off with Kangaskhan and Thundurus. Now we could have led off with Talonflame and Kyogre, because against this specific lead, something like Quick Guard is really strong, like Quick Guard and Water Spout. But yeah, there's always those 50-50s involved if your opponent has that Groudon. Will they switch it in? Do you go out into Rayquaza, or do you just stay in and attack? And then, I don't know, like, things can get a little bit ugly. So, we could still go for the Quick Guard. I don't really like Thunder Waves, Quick Guards, sorry, Thunder Waves and Quick Guard is also there to block the Fake Out, of course. I could just set up the Tailwind, I could just go for a Quick Guard and Rock Slide. Yeah, I will try and go for that, I don't know. Maybe just going for the Tailwind could have been better, I guess. But we'll see. So, I don't really have a way to flowchart this matchup like I have with like all the other matchups, because against Groudon and Xerneas teams, I hope in like the second battle of this episode we will face something like that. So Hidden Power actually coming out, wow, okay, that is really bad. Yeah, nobody's really using Hidden Power Ice anymore, which probably does not matter. But yeah, okay, so that is a very bad start, but basically, we are starting with one less Pokemon. I do think I have to go into Kyogre right now, and now I do have to make the right call about what my opponent will do here. So I could just Quick Guard and Water Spout, or I could switch into Rayquaza. I could also Brave Bird, but I don't think that helps us too much. I think I will Quick Guard and just Water Spout. And let's see what will happen. If my opponent will switch out into that Groudon, I think a pretty safe play my opponent could make here is like switch into Groudon and then also like Sucker Punch the Kyogre maybe, so you will get off at least that, but he makes another good play I guess and switches out his Kangaskhan into the Groudon right here. So as long as this Thundurus does go for the Thunderbolt, that would be really really bad and potentially we'll just lose as the game. Yeah, I could have made the play and switched into Ray, I guess, but maybe he also just goes for a Thunder Wave, which would be a little bit safer, but actually goes for the Protect. Wow, okay, so yeah, it would have been really good to just switch into Rayquaza and just get that free knockout on the Groudon. Now a play my opponent can make is just go for a Thunder Wave on the Kyogre and protect his Groudon. And yeah, that way we don't really have anything, like, we can't really do too much about that, I think. I could go for the Flare Blitz on the Thundurus, but then what does Kyogre do? I mean, I could switch into Ray, but then that gets paralyzed. Probably not the ideal scenario. Or I could switch Talonflame into the Rayquaza and just go for that Water Spout. Though, yeah, once again, we're at risk of getting paralyzed, but I don't know. I guess we will just do that anyway. He will most likely protect his Groudon here. And yeah, get off of the Thunder Wave on our Kyogre. Yep, there is the Protect. Even the Thunderbolt wouldn't be too bad though for my opponent. And yeah, it looks like that is what he decided to go for here. So let's see how much this Water Spout will do. Actually brings down the Thundurus to its Focus Sash, which was kind of already given away a little bit by the fact that it did have Hidden Power Ice, but okay, he decided to Thunderbolt in our Rayquaza, and I am pretty certain that that was the wrong target for my opponent to hit. Because now we do have the threat of Extreme Speed here with that Rayquaza, and I can just go for Extreme Speed into the Thundurus and Water Spout. This could be a timing to Mega Evolve, but maybe he will withdraw his Groudon, so maybe not. You probably might have seen that I do have Swords Dance on this Rayquaza, so that is also something that I could go for. Predicting his Thundurus to protect, for example, and him switching into his Kangaskhan, but I think I will just go for the Water Spout and Extreme Speed. Because, like, if things go wrong this turn, like, if he protects, then, I don't know, like, nothing really happens, but if I go for a Sword Dance and he gets off the Thunder Wave on our Kyogre, that could be game-changing, and yep, actually he did not go up to go for a Protect here, and Thundurus will go down. So now, single target Water Spout should do a decent amount of damage to that Yveltal actually. But as I said, Yveltal a little bit like more threatening if it's like a little bit more bulky. Like if it has the Citrus Berry, for example, it can be really tough to knock on Yveltal. But looks like a full offensive variant coming out here from my opponent. So yeah, that was no problem at all. And now the question is there a question? So yeah, I guess my opponent will just fake out into the Kyogre and go for any attack with his Yveltal. I could go for the Extreme Speed on the Yveltal, but if he makes a read here, and if he goes for a fake out into my Rayquaza and Sucker Punch into my Kyogre, expecting another Water Spout to come out, then we would be in a bad situation. So I will just protect the Rayquaza and switch into Talonflame. There is not too much that can go wrong here, however, if my opponent does have Tailwind on his Yveltal, then that could be really brutal. But he opts to go for the Protect here, okay. Yeah, outspeeding my Rayquaza, but we kinda already knew that it was like really not very bulky and thus probably really fast. Yeah, he just goes for the Fake Out. Not sure I agree with the Protect play here. Maybe he was expecting the Extreme Speed to come out, but even then, I don't know. Does not look like a play that is like, I don't know, giving him like too much of an advantage here in this situation. However, that also does not mean that I just win now, because his Kangaskhan is outspeeding my Rayquaza since I did not opt to go for the Mega Evolution. I could double up into his Kangaskhan here with this is like not very good, it could double up with Extreme Speed and Brave Bird, but then like my Talonflame goes down, or like if he targets down my Rayquaza, then I can't do too much against his Groudon that he will have in the back. So switching out into Kyogre, not really ideal at all. He tries to go for the double protect, so wow, just going for Extreme Speed and Brave Bird against his Kangaskhan probably would have been the victory right there. But let's see what he opted to go for here. Of course, I would hope to see an attack going into the Talonflame, but I doubt that that will happen. So we'll probably just see the double edge going into the Kyogre, yeah, which is firmly the Rayquaza. Is enough to knock us out, since I am not running like the optimized spread that I did have on Showdown, because I don't know, I did not want to retrain my Kyogre. So there is his Groudon, and yeah, this will be really close. It probably comes down to the moveset of his Groudon. I will now... I guess I have to Brave Bird and Extreme Speed his Kangaskhan. Yeah, unfortunately enough, Flare Blitz will not get boosted by the sun, since yeah, Airlock is in effect, and I will Mega Evolve Rayquaza, so then Delta Stream will be there anyway. A nice thing here is that Extreme Speed will go off before the Brave Bird, so Talonflame will probably be able to still hang in there after the recoil damage from Brave Bird, but it will certainly be close. So let's see how much damage Extreme Speed is going to do here to that Kangaskhan. That could be enough. Let's see. Yeah, and then once again it comes down to the moveset of his Groudon. My Rayquaza should be able to get a 2-hit KO on that Groudon. And yeah, we hang in there with 2 HP, that is kinda neat. And he goes for the Eruption, okay. So, nah, okay, that won't be enough, I guess. Yeah, just another Eruption will be enough to knock out the Rayquaza, I guess, even after it, like, the Groudon took damage from Dragon Ascent. Huh. So, maybe it would have been better to just hope for a critical hit there with Brave Bird and go for Dragon Ascent on the ground either way. But if he was physical and he had like, I don't know, like Fire Punch, Precipice Blades, and I don't know, Sword Dance or Substitute, then we probably could have won. But yeah, that is not the case, and unfortunately enough, the first game of this episode will be a loss most likely. Yeah, Dragon Ascent would have been enough to get that 2-hit knockout, but Flamethrower, yeah, that should be enough to knock out my Rayquaza. And there it goes, yeah. Good game to my opponent. Yeah, that was not exactly how my team is supposed to work, but after that random, or like surprising Hidden Power Ice, I should say, there was not really too much I could have done there. Tailwind probably wouldn't have helped us too much either. Maybe in the end, if I was able to like set up Tailwind and make it so that my Rayquaza is faster than his Kangaskhan, so I can go for like Dragon Ascent and attack the Groudon with my Talonflame or something like that, but even then, he could have gone for like Sucker Punch and I don't know. Yeah, being forced in, like, I was forced into a situation where I had to like switch out the Rayquaza and sacrifice the Kyogre, and that just gave my opponent like enough room to seal up the deal with his Groudon. So let's see if we can do a little bit better against this next opponent from Hong Kong here with a rating of 17 and 40. Who's running a dual Primal team that is aided by Thundurus, Salamence, Weavile, and Bronzong. So yeah, that is a pretty interesting variant. Yeah, I think I've seen a couple of Weavile and Bronzong teams. Now, two Pokemon that in like any previous format, like having Weavile and a Bronzong on the same team, I don't know, people would probably call you crazy, and there's like, I don't know, like almost no synergy going on between them. But yeah, here it makes a lot of sense. Weavile, really good Pokemon at the moment, in my opinion, because it threatens a lot of common Pokemon with Icicle Crash or Knockoff, and Bronzong, of course, also being really nice. Able to set up Trick Room, and then you have your Kyogre to get rid of your opponent's Groudons, and you have Gyro Ball for Xerneas, and so on. So I would probably lead Kangaskhan and Smeargle into this if I was like trying super hard. The question is, are we trying super hard? Yeah, I think I will actually try and but that doesn't really work. Eh. Yeah, that is unfortunate. I wanted to show off the general strategy with this team, but I do think that we have to go with Kangaskhan and Smeargle right here. Because not only does my opponent have a Trick Room modus, like mode, he also does have a like Kyogre. And Kyogre is a little bit also like a little bit of a problem because yeah, it can also tank Water Spout and Dragon Ascent, and basically anything that can take that move combination is a threat to this team. And let's see my opponent leading off here with Weavile and Salamence. So I would be surprised if he had Bronzing in the back. He probably has like Thundurus and Kyogre, but maybe he also opted to bring both of his primal Pokemon. So actually Talonflame and Landorus wouldn't have been the worst of ideas, but oh well. So I do think that we will just fake out the Salamence and go for King's Shield, probably. Yeah, I think I like that. Yeah, going for the Mega Evolution because I need any bit of damage I can get on the Salamence, since it cannot take the combination that I mentioned earlier, like Dragon Descent and Water Spout, but it's like really threatening regardless. And I do not have Air Focus on this Kangaskhan, so yeah, not too much of a point to stay in non-Mega form here. Now, yeah, King Shield is a very interesting option on Smeargle. Yeah, like, it's been quite a while since I, like, got to talk to you about the current metagame and so on, but, like, yeah, King Shield definitely picked up a lot of popularity. Actually, I could have gone for a Power Punch on the Weavile, that probably would have been better. But now it sits there at -2 attack. You know, I don't know, probably not too bad. So, anyway, King Shield, and the item is, of course, the Mental Herb. Yeah, really nice synergy between that item and that move, because of course, even if they try to taunt you through that King Shield, you will have the Mental Herb, and then next turn you can just follow me away any attacks anyway, and let Smeargle just do what Smeargle does best, like draw away attention of like your real threats. So we did get this special defense boost, so I'm actually a little bit tempted to just try and go for the Dark Void here. Since if my opponent goes for, say, Icicle Crash and Hyper Voice, that could be, we could potentially hang in there. And even if he does, like, take out Smeargle, it's not the worst of idea, like, it's not the worst of situations, and he actually went for that Icicle Crash. And I'm not too sure if that would have made it too much of a difference, since, yeah, Smeargle is able to take that Hyper Voice pretty well. And, yeah, so I think Smeargle would have been able to hang in there, and yeah, now we should be able to get off that Dark Void as long as Accuracy does not mess with us, and Dark Void hits. So that is really nice. Now we do have that +2 Kangaskhan, whatever comes in there, I can just go for the Follow Me and go for a knockout on the Salamence if I want to. Salamence has a guaranteed sleep turn though, so maybe we want to keep it on the field a little bit longer. Defense now also boosted, however, yeah, could make a difference, but Smeargle should go down to the next hit, most likely. Yeah, let's see what my opponent does have in the back. If he does have that Thundurus, or if it is just dual primals. And it looks like that is that Thundurus, so yeah, it looks like I was able to identify his picks kinda correctly. So, I think I want to go for the Dark Void. Just because he could go for... or actually I could go for Double Edge and then Follow Me Double Edge next turn. That will also be really good. Because yeah, I do have that Mental Herb, so unless he goes for like Thunder Wave and I get fully paralyzed, I should be able to draw away the moves from the Kangaskhan. And yeah, I think that's what I want to do. So there's no chance that the Salamence will ever wake up. He did not protect Thundurus, so that would have been like the primary target, but yeah, did not go for it. Looks like he just went for a Thunderbolt though, so that is like the best outcome of this turn, unless he gets the Paralyze on the Smeargle. Not the case though, so Double Edge will take out that Salamence, and now the last Pokemon should be that Kyogre if I'm not mistaken. and I can just go for another follow me and double edge into the Kyogre. As we get the evasion boost as well. Accuracy drops, but I don't think that we plan on going for any more Dark Voids here. And yep, there is the Kyogre. So, like the picks of my opponent make a lot of sense, I think. But Kangaskhan and Smeargle are just able to, basically tear through this entire team coming out here from my opponent. And there's nothing left he can do, unless once again he goes for the Thunder Wave and gets the paralysis. But yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I will go for the Follow Me once again, because there's not too much of a point to try and go for the Dark Void, especially now that our accuracy has also been dropped. He goes for the Protect wisely on his Kyogre, however, I don't think that it will make too much of a difference. Maybe if he is... yeah, actually his Thundurus looks like it is outspeeding my Kangaskhan, so yeah, it could make a difference, actually, because I will... yeah, Thunderbolt definitely should be enough to knock out my Kangaskhan here. So there's actually still a chance for my opponent here. So, Kyogre is like not really too much, like it's not really too useful. However, it could also go into Rayquaza and Sucker Punch Protect. Yeah, let's go into Kyogre. So, actually, works out like for my opponent here. Yeah, his Thundurus being like that fast. Yeah, I should have paid attention, but I did not. So then it makes perfect sense for him just to go for Protection Thunderbolt. I do think I want to go for the Sucker Punch here on his Thundurus and just the Water Spout. Like, best case, we get off that +2 Sucker Punch here, and Thundurus just goes down. And it looks like that is what will happen. Maybe... no, it cannot hang in there, as we do get the Grid Bullet. Could have also targeted down the Kyogre, but yeah. I didn't want Thundurus to be around like even longer because of pesky Thunder Waves and so on. So, yeah, Water Spout does a decent amount of damage. That's actually not at all what I'm used to from Water Spout on Kyogre. Because right now it's like single target, and also the rain is actually up and like no airlock in effect or anything. So yeah, that did a lot more than I expected. But, yeah, Rayquaza and Kyogre are just able to seal up this game. So, not the cleanest endgame there, and Moody definitely helped a little bit, but I guess you could see how, yeah, setting up the field for Rayquaza and Kyogre can work with Kangaskhan Smeargle. And like the other idea is to set up everything with Landorus and Talonflame, but that did not really work in the first game. So I will try to get in some more battles for you guys at some point, but I guess, yeah, this will be it for this episode. Maybe there might be another one before Italy Nationals, but yeah, we will see about that. And yeah, see you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed this, and yep, see you around. Bye.